Hi, this is Bridget, your girl, Life with Bridget. You're welcome to the Valentine's edition of Life with Bridget. Well, hi. Please, I would appreciate if you just, put in the comment section where you're from, where you're watching us from. It'd be nice just to connect and just say hi. Okay. All right, Nini, please, if you check if there's like questions coming in, you can just. Is anybody joined yet? All right. Hi. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that I had to bring in, some amazing ladies who are the guest speakers today. So I'm going to have them introduce themselves briefly. So to you.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today. My name is Atom Basu. That's basically all you need to know for now.
Hi, I'm Rahina Nasir.
Hi everyone, my name is Victoria.
And you all know I'm the host, Bridget Live. So without wasting your time, let me just say this. I'm grateful for showing up. Thank you so much for your time. I know your time is valuable because today is Saturday. This is a day where families spend time, with their loved ones, to hang out, to watch movies, to spend quality time with the kids and also the spouse, right? But I want you to know that it's good that you're here today. It's good that you're here today because we're going to be addressing lots of life-related issues, right? It's going to be an interactive sessions, so you stay tuned. Okay, so hi ladies, you're welcome once more to Bridget's The Life with Bridget. I truly appreciate you coming today. It means a lot to me. Thank you, Atim. Thank you, Rahinat. Thank you, Victoria.
Anything for you, Bridget.
Thank you. I know some of our viewers are concerned, so what is this Valentine edition all about?
I'm also concerned.
It's about Valentine.
So the idea is we're going to touch into certain topics of discussions. So may resonate with you, but I'd like you to know that we're just here just to have fun, and then to just address some of these issues and concerns, okay? So I know with a Valentine, a lot of people just spells it out to say Valentine's Day has to do with love. It has to be love. And I'm like, does it always have to be love? Because being in a marriage, I know that every day is Valentine. Not every day, but practically days are not even Valentine's. 14th February are still special dates. So to me, I don't align to that. But I'm just going to ask you, what do you think Valentine is, or what it should be? Would like to go first?
Okay. So I used to be like you. I didn't believe in Valentine. It didn't make sense to me. It was I used to think Valentine's Day is overhyped in the past. But there's something happens with age. When you age, you start seeing things differently, right? So I find that the new me now thinks Valentine's Day should be celebrated, should be marked, should be honored, should be exactly what it is, right? Because I'm like, yes, every day, just like you, every day is Valentine's Day. We should show love. If we're saying that Valentine's Day is a day that we show love, then we should show love every day, right? If you love your animals, or you love your husband, or you love your children, you show them every day, you tell them every day. That is at least what we preach.
I agree.
But I think that there should be that one day when we celebrate the idea, the gift of love itself, the gift of that thing that we say every day. There should be that one day when we celebrate the idea of it, the concept of it. So once I started seeing it that way, I stopped seeing it as that one day you show people that you love them. You know what I mean? It used to be that one day you show people that you love them, but no, you show them every day. But to me now, Valentine is that one day that you celebrate the idea of that love. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does, but I think it makes sense in a way. But me, I find it different, right? What if you get a date, for example, 14th February as a Valentine's Day, and something happens, and then you miss to participate. Probably you were ill or you're out of town and you're not with your family, friends, lover, and then you miss that day. You feel bad, right? Because you missed out that one day.
No, but you miss that one day to celebrate the concept of love, not that one day to show people you love them. Because you show them every day. You show your husband every day. You show your children every day.
That's
right.
That's why I don't see the importance of just picking a date for Valentine's Day weekend. I just feel. But every day should still be Valentine's, right?
Here's the thing. If you're away, you're held up somewhere, right? And there's this one day that everybody celebrates the concept, the gift of love, the idea of love is what you're celebrating, remember? A phone call, just a phone call on that one day. You know what I mean? Telling whoever you need to tell that, hey, on this day that we were gifted the gift of this thing called love, I want to reach out to you. I know I said it yesterday. I know I said it 2 days ago. You know what I mean? But on this day, just like you said, every month, 8th day. You know what I mean? But on this day, I'm reaching out to you, my wife, my husband, my girlfriend, my spouse, my dog, my animals, my plants. You know what I mean? To just say, hey, let's be grateful for this thing called love. That's what I think. That's what I think.
Nice ones. For me, Valentine's Day is a day to rather appreciate the man, the priest, that had to give his life for his belief in love. So it's a day to, while we do everything that we think love is for us, because everybody thinks love is different things to each of them, it's also a day to reflect on the man that gave his life that day, just because he was not allowed to love.
You see, that's St. Valentine's Day. The question was Valentine's Day.
Well, the Valentine Day comes from Saint Valentine.
Yeah.
So the thing is, a lot of people don't even have an idea that there's actually a sense behind the Valentine. All they see is, oh, Valentine's Day, and you see people dressed up in those fanciful Valentine colors. And when you go to the shopping malls, it's people shopping, flowers, gifts, perfumes, jewelries. And I'm like, does today have to be that day?
That you do all of that, right? Yeah. I used to think it's like not something that should be done, but now I honestly think it should be done. If there's one day we celebrate the gift of peace, the gift of trust, the gift of love, the gift of, there should be a day. If we celebrate World AIDS Day, World's whatever day, right? Love is such a powerful thing, right? It's such a powerful thing that there's freaking World Peace Day.
Well, there is.
You know what I mean? There's World Peace Day. Where won't there be World Love Day?
True.
I mean, it's just a matter of
where you're coming from.
You know what I mean? It's just a matter of.
So now I'm just going to ask
something
a little bit of more, deeper question. So what did you do on Valentine's Day, please?
I worked. I was working. I worked on that day.
So I know what did you do?
Anyway, I shared love because where I work with people that need my help, right? So I was there for them on that day, and I think that's good. Right?
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yeah.
I woke up to a beautiful morning. I had my kids give me messages of how much they love me, which I hear every other day. Because I'm married, so I had a partner who also expressed himself. Then I went to work. And then I expressed my love to, I have a circle of friends, so I expressed my love to my friends. And I walked, and then when I finished walking, the night came, and we slept and woke up on the 15th.
But you see, that's enough. It doesn't have to be elaborate. That's enough. Yes, it doesn't have to be huge or elaborate.
So I got a bit dramatic. I guess I had to work from, the regular, morning to evening. And I got home. And I opened, I'm like, and my kids just go, Mama, you're welcome. I'm like, yes. I'm like, you guys brought the Valentine for me. I was expecting to come into the house to see candles, I started being dramatic in a very weird and foolish way. And I go, where's your daddy? And he goes, and my son goes, Daddy, Mama is asking for Valentine. I'm like, I don't need to ask. You guys should do something. And he said nothing. Then I went to the kitchen. And I felt so embarrassed because then he was making dinner for both of us. I'm like, oh. And then in that little ungrateful, moment, I'm like, oh, really? For both of us? And he was like, oh, don't you want? I'm like, oh. So I actually literally was at work and I forgot myself till I was driving back home and I go, let's see what they have for me and stuff, right? Let's go make a little bit of trouble at home, Yeah. Okay, so I have a few questions to ask you. Just a quick one. How long have you been married?
Oh, well, it will be 13 years
Oh, wow.
by November.
That's great. How about you?
Yeah, 30 years now.
13. Ooh, okay.
Oh my God, I think 12, 2011. I don't know. I don't count.
Ah, okay.
13 or 12?
It's going to 13.
Yes,
Going to
10 years
13.
roughly, yeah. And I've been married for 10 years. Yes, 10. But sometimes it's not about
It's
the
not about
number
the
of
years,
years you
actually.
spent, but
Yeah.
it's quality experience you've gained through the process. You know, that's university of marriage, right?
Yeah, university.
Okay, so I know you guys have mentioned how people should express the love that they share with on Valentine's Day, and not necessarily with loved ones like maybe your husbands and kids, but also with friends, which I find genuine, and that's really good, right? If you have friends that appreciate that and also see the passion in that direction, that oh, my friend is checking on me on Valentine's Day. Oh, that's it's thoughtful, it's meaningful, because my circle of friends did the same thing, you know. It means a lot, right? So, what creative or unique Valentine's Day tradition do you think people in a relationship can deliver? Not necessarily married people, right? But once you were once a girlfriend and boyfriend before you got married. So maybe one or two nuggets that may help, those that are in relationship or just looking to go into relationship and have those doubts and concerns like, oh my God, this is gonna work out for me. Like, what's up?
Could you take it again?
Yeah,
What
so
Valentine's Day?
are you asking about what they should do about Valentine's, or what they should just in generally do?
So what tradition would you suggest advice?
Okay, what tradition?
Yep.
For me, it's best to always talk it out. It's a tradition that would really help in the long run. If you end up marrying the person that you've decided to be your partner, it's best to always talk it out, because when we live with assumptions, it causes a lot of broken bridges in relationships. Both your relationship with your friends, both your relationship with your family, even your relationship with your spouse, your partner, your loved one. It's best not to assume. So if something is not clear, you don't understand what's happening, it's best to communicate. Communication really, really goes a long way in making you understand more about each other and build bridges. Because, hey, let's tell you, the butterfly in the tummy gets to calm down after a while.
Oh, it sure does. It does.
So you need to be truthful to yourself.
It
All
does.
that,
You're right.
so much
It does.
butterfly,
It
it
does.
gets to calm down after a while. So communication, for me, I think it's a tradition that everybody should keep in whatever relationship you decide to talk it out. It helps.
So for Valentine's Day, I think a healthy tradition that couple, was that a question? Should have?
Yeah.
My suggestion, what I
Yeah.
think?
To help developing the relationship.
Develop, okay, is to spend quality time.
Yeah.
On that day, spend quality time with each other on Valentine's Day. Now, quality time can be over the phone. If you're not together, make sure you call that one person, those people that you have that feeling of love for, right? And spend time with them. Listen to them, right? If your husband and wife make time, 30 minutes, 1 hour, quality time, sit together. You can sit in silence, you can hold hands, sit together for that, however long you allocated to that activity. But I think I would, in my opinion, really, spending quality time together every Valentine's Day should be a
And beyond.
and beyond, yes. But that one day, if it's something you've not been doing, having that one day where if it's a tradition, then now you're looking forward to it, right? You know that on the 14th, so even if I've not been able to get my husband to sit down to have a chat with me, I know that we've made it a tradition that on the 14th of February, or whatever day of the, I guess it's 14th of February, I know that I have 30 minutes, I have an hour, right, to sit with this guy or to sit with my child or whatever, and then do stuff. Yeah, so I think having the tradition of spending quality time together on Valentine's Day is healthy. It's what I would like. Maybe not what I'm getting. But what I
Right. What do you think for that?
I like I said, I don't see any point in having that day as so.
Generally, in
Different
marriage,
opinions.
in relationships,
There
what
are days,
tradition should
okay,
should
in
one
relationships,
keep?
you just you should be open is what I see. Like you should be open to each other. probably try to have concerns for whatever need your partner, what he wants, and you just make things clear. That's all, and then everybody will be fine.
That too. Yeah.
So I know that people just, have that notion towards Valentine that it has to be love, right? So what's your perspective for love? Irrespective of how you view it, how you express it, or how you see it.
But I see love as now how do I see love? I see it as a language that transcends kindness or selflessness. Once you're kind, you're selfless, you're down to earth, love kicks in, like just live freely with people, being kind. That's how I see love. It doesn't have to be when there's no aggression, you put people together. That's how I see love. It doesn't have to be anything extreme.
I see love as a very powerful, very, very powerful feeling, very powerful emotion. In the same, should I say, category now, as anger and hatred, that powerful, that compelling, that moving. I see love as that very powerful feeling of fondness, right? Very powerful emotion towards something, right? And I see it as very, very, very essential. I see it as the key to
A strong bond.
Yeah, I see it as I don't know the word I'm looking for. Yes, very powerful emotion, very strong feeling. But I see it as not just essential. I guess where I'm going is, I may not have the word, where I'm going is, I see it as a feeling that if you haven't felt in your lifetime, you should make sure you should make sure you stay alive until you feel it. Because
like the strong bond that binds the heart together, like
that more like keeps the heart pumping. Yes, and I'm not speaking and keep in mind, I'm not talking about
I know.
If anything, I'm talking more about
love of self is also
love of self. Yes, love of self, love between mother and children.
Yes.
More than but that feeling, that's all encompassing feeling of fondness
that wraps around our soul. I think like it's.
That is the reason you live. For me, it's the reason I live and breathe.
Yes, love can be life itself. It can be. It can be life itself.
That's how I see love.
Love is
both
positive and negative. Love means different things to different people.
Yeah.
Typical thing is a mother that gives birth. Okay, when you give birth, there is a feeling of protection, a feeling of I can go to any length for this baby.
That's the one I'm talking about.
That kind of feeling comes on you. That's, to me, that's what love is. It's not the butterfly in the stomach.
No, not necessarily.
It's not the I would die if
I don't see you.
If you don't call me well,
it's not that.
If not
It's more peaceful.
Yes, that's why
It gives you calmness
Yes.
and makes you rest.
makes you complete.
Yes.
You're calm.
You're selfless.
Any love that is hot, you better check on it.
Yes.
There's something more to it. Some people, that's why some people can be in a relationship where it's one-sided and you're still in love because you feel there's calmness in that situation that you are in. But then, maybe you've not experienced the kind of love that is calm. Because love is not supposed to be.
1 second.
Yeah. And it's not supposed to be something that you have to stress and struggle over. It should be easy. There should be ease with love.
Yeah. So, when I think about love is that love can be seen as a tool to uplift and also to destroy. That's why in certain instances you see people who love someone so badly it becomes a curse.
Yes.
It's so bad, the way we want to see you talk to anybody.
That's
You
an
can't
obsession.
just dress nice. Where the hell are you going to?
Yes.
Oh, and stuff like that. So that's the destructive part. in the sense that even when the relationship is over, they go, I'm going to hurt this person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
because I
gonna
can't
stab
live
them.
without this
I'm going to
person.
burn their car. I'm going to be destructive, go in there to destroy things. And I'm like, and then the other aspect of love is, this is genuine, it is kind, it is peaceful, it is me
It is
being there
sacrifice.
to support
It is
you.
sacrifice.
Yeah.
Sacrifice,
Yeah.
yes.
To be there to support you through the thick and the
And the
thin.
thin,
Yeah. So it's you being there, understanding that it's not about you anymore.
Mhm.
That's what the selfishness part needs to leave. Because then when it is genuine, you see all the good things in it.
You know what I'm just thinking?
Yeah.
What you said. So that's just when you said love can be destructive, and you know how when you're no longer with the person, you want to hurt the person and all of that. The first thing that came to my mind is, well, that's not love.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
never it's a two. It's
At
a
that
number
point,
two.
Well, you never truly
To
love the
make and
person.
At that
destroy.
point.
Yeah, and then something else now came to my mind. I'm like, okay, so hold on. So see, this love thing is big.
It's big.
There
So
it
now
is.
you can love from your heart, right? And you can love from your head, and you can love from the two of them. You know what I mean?
Then when it's two of them, I think it's going to be problematic. Because one is controlling one, and then if two things are controlling things, is that friction? So I don't think it's going to work there.
No, but if you love from your heart and not your head, that is when you feel this withdrawal syndrome. If the person leaves you, like you want to go after the person and hurt, you're loving from your heart. You're not loving from your head.
But then again,
No.
people say, but then
And
again,
that-
there's a saying that says you love with your heart and let your
And
head
think with your
direct
head.
you rightly.
So then you're
So
not
not
the two of them.
you're not foolishly in love and go, you know what?
Then
Oh,
you're
because
not-
you need your head to think for
They are
you.
loving
Yeah,
with
it
the heart.
has to
I feel
be.
like teenagers these days love from the heart. They don't love from the
They
head.
don't think with their head.
I don't know.
They don't
When
bring
you
their
are-
head into the picture.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
from the heart, yes, and that's when you make that object of his obsession. You make that the
You make the
thing
person
that
an
you
object.
love, yes,
An object.
everything to you exactly. And then you have this, you go through this terrible withdrawal. You know, like how if you're using drugs and suddenly you have to be taken out of the drug. You know the withdrawal thing you go through, right? And your body, as if you're reacting against
Okay, I
yourself.
don't know the withdrawal.
And then you okay, alcohol. Anyway, so yeah, I think.
Well, I'm sure she understands.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah. So yeah, honestly, I think there's loving from the heart, there's loving from the head, and there's loving with the two of them. I like to think I love with the two of them.
Yeah.
It's best to love
Yeah?
the two of them.
Yeah. So in all of this, there's certain principles that we put in place to say, okay, this is how this needs to be guided for me, right? So it's how can the sparks in any relationship stay in even after being with someone for a long time? Because a lot of people believe that it fades. Sometimes it's managing through. I've heard people say, I'm just there because I just want to be there, right? So what's that spark like, like,
What keeps the spark burning?
yes.
That's deep.
So how can that spark stay even after the number of years of being together?
Well,
You said you've been there for 13 years, right? So like, I know not necessarily like directly, but like what's that spark that you feel or you can suggest that may help through even after just so many years of marriage, right? Or even in a relationship.
You know, there are people that have been married for 25, 30, 50 years. I have a friend that has been married for 20 years. Just celebrated their 20th last year. And then the thing is, there has to be something that drew you together in the first place. There just has to be something. And that's something that drew you together in the first place. It's not the rush. There is something behind the rush. Because this person was not the best of all the guys at that point in time.
Well, yeah.
Or this lady was not the best of all the ladies that you saw. But there was just something about this person that made this person stand out, that you decided, I'm going to do this for the long haul. So try to keep that something. See, it gets boring. It gets boring.
Now it depends on that thing,
See,
right?
finish.
Yeah,
Because
because
there are couples today that probably love maybe what attracts them, beauty,
yeah.
money,
So when
right?
it's not there,
And
what
when,
what
what
can
if it's
help?
money and eventually
No, if it
disappears?
was money that was interesting you or
And
that
then-
interested you when you started, then you should know that money is not forever.
Yeah, but what if you don't
It's
care
gonna,
then?
what
and then
if it goes? What would you do?
some people don't even think about
The
that.
different needs arise,
Yes.
and then it becomes
Right.
questioning
It's-
to why you fell in love
For
in the
me,
first place.
it
or-
gets
yeah.
boring after a while. Because the person, it's monotonous.
So what do you think?
It's
Or
monotonous.
what can you
So
suggest
what you
that
can
will help?
do, so it's for different people now. You have to find what works for you
Yeah.
actually in
Yeah.
every situation. You have to find what works for you. And it's not good to think for what works for you only you,
Me
because
work
it's
for
a
someone else,
partnership.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What works for me may not work for someone else. But I always say that try to keep it burning. Find ways to reconnect to just
What
the
ways?
two of
Like
you.
what? Like
To me-
suggestions. What ways?
To me, I think patience is the key, right? Just be patient, right? Whatever it is, arguments,
But sometimes
disagreements.
people feel that that
Patience.
patience means you're foolish crossing,
No,
you're
no, no.
suppressing things that are
No,
happening.
patience comes in different ways. It doesn't have to be. For example, now in for example, what do I an example? You're getting bored. Probably one of the partners is broke. Whoever it is that is financially whoever is broke, right? And then there's no cash. You're getting frustrated. Put patience in it. Like work towards something. If the other partner doesn't have, you try to work together. Because you're already in it for a couple of years maybe, and then you want to dump the relationship, right? So just be patient, try to work it out yourself. Like, don't let the body be on just one person, right?
And also the fact that when people have children, they actually forget that before the children, it was them. And then spend all their energies, time and everything on the children. Learn to spend time away from the children. And spend time with just the two of
Yeah,
you.
I was going to say that.
Because,
spending time together.
Spend time together.
Quality time, not just time.
Quality
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Quality
Like
time.
she said,
Make
even if
time.
it's to stay
Make
together in
time.
silence,
Make time. Yeah.
even if it's 5-10 minutes.
Oh, someone like me, that's why I don't know work, because I love to trouble my husband a lot. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, you can, I mean, as long as you're spending time together, look,
Whatever
spending
works
time
for you,
together-
actually.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk.
Yeah, spending time
Oh, no.
together, finding, so knowing what you like and what your partner likes, knowing what your partner likes, your partner knowing what, remember it takes two to tango,
Yeah.
right? Two of you have to be intentional,
Mhm.
very
Very
intentional
intentional.
about working on your relationship, right? So if you're intentional, then if you're my spouse, for instance, you're intentional, you know what I like. I'm intentional, I know what you like. I'm going to give a personal example or experience or whatever. I can't believe I'm doing this. Probably all this wine I've taken. But anyway, my spouse has certain interests that are not necessarily
What do you like?
what I would like. You know what I mean? For instance, he's very adventurous.
Mm.
Very adventurous, right? I am not.
Mm.
I like to stick to what I know, right? What makes sense to me. My spouse is very, very adventurous. Now I find myself, I mean, I've had one or two complaints about, I really like to do this, you don't. I recall sometime last year, he wanted us to go, you know, like how you want to go to those cabins in the bush, those kind of places.
And camp out for a night.
And I'm like,
dogs, so no way.
You know what I mean? Me like this that I have said. You know, those kind of things. When in Nigeria, when he and I used to take a walk, there's one hill like what's the word now? So it's like a bush, but it's a hill. That is where my husband wants to go and climb that hill. I don't want. I'm gonna wait for you at the bottom of the. He wants us to go. I don't do those things. But lately, I find that if you want to keep this spark alive, right?
You support each
You
other's
have to,
lives.
yes, you have to. He tells me the story, always he gives me, because then he tells me I do everything you want. You don't want to do. And I'm like, but I'm the sensible one.
Compromise.
Compromise.
Yeah.
So now, so he tells me, to wrap it up very quickly, so he tells me about a couple, the guy is a biker, married this lady that is like me, plain and boring like me, right? But then now, the lady
lady
gets
is
up
the biker.
in all kinds of biking, but has all of them, and once in a while hits that bike with the guy and roll. He tells me that all the time. And gradually, over time, now I've bought into that. I'm
Well,
like,
I'm never
okay.
gonna do bike. No way.
Well, I'm like, well, God. Like me, I know I have sense, so, but you see, this man wants me to not have sense. Okay, at least 13 years, I mean 12 years is enough.
Actually, you don't have to do it every time. The one time
Yeah.
works.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
that's where I guess where I'm going is you have to spend time, be intentional
Yeah.
about doing what you
That's the
like
word.
Yes.
together.
Yeah.
Do what I like together with me. I do what you like. Listen to each other.
Support
Listening,
each other.
very important. Support each other.
Support each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think keeping the spark alive is that spending time together doing what you like. You can take a vacation if you both like to take a vacation. You can see some, you can go shopping, whatever it is you like to do together, but spend time together.
And
And also
some people
learn
talk
your
about
spouse's
things,
love
yeah.
language.
Yeah, that is very important.
Yeah.
Not it has to be both ways, not just you.
Learn,
Yeah,
yeah,
because
that's what I
it
said.
takes two.
Learn your partner's
It takes
love
two.
language.
It takes
because
two. Yeah.
what you think they like may not be what they like. So you need to know.
And that's where communication comes in.
Yes, you talk about it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people feel embarrassed to talk to their spouses regarding, or maybe relationship partner regarding certain subjects. Oh well, I feel ashamed. Maybe the person would think I'm a prostitute or I'm too wild for them. I'm like, hey, I'm in this. It's both of us. I'm not gonna be at the bottom. I want us to be. It's partnership.
Yeah.
We have to talk about how to make things, work for us, how to spark things. We talk about it, oh, how about this? What do you think? Oh, wow, that's a good, okay, let's try that. I know my husband is more of a quiet and, introverted person. Me, no, la la la, how, where, cha-cha-cha, let's go.
Where is it happening? Let's go there.
Yeah, let's go there. And sometimes he would want to say, oh, let's just stay. I'm like, stay at home. What am I doing at home? By my housewife I be. I want to go out. I want to go and eat here, and then he goes, would the food be nice? I know he loves A, right? Me, I want to test A, B, C, D. I may not like it, but let me just go and try it. So now it's me bending sometimes. Okay, so this staying at home once in a while, we have to agree. Sometimes we go out, we get options. Where do you want us to go? We have to go out. Now we're indoors. We can't be, sitting down doing nothing. We have movie times. Yeah, sometimes we talk, like, have really great conversations.
Deep conversations.
Yes, on
Yeah.
certain
See,
stuff. They don't
it
necessarily
boils down to
on love.
spending time
Yes,
together.
yes, or talk
Yeah.
about
It boils
sex
down.
or something. No,
It
it's
boils
you
down
just
to
talking
spending
about,
time together.
yeah,
Yeah.
create that relationship also.
Yeah.
Because being friends, not just the
Sometimes talking
relationship.
about your goals.
Yeah, and then also, oh, let's go cook together. Let's do it together. Oh, I'm cutting onions. Do you want to cut tomatoes? Oh, I'm sweeping. Do you want to mop? That's support, because it is that partnership that I believe
that keeps it going.
Yes,
Yeah.
that makes it work. Yeah. So yeah.
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 So keeping the spark is really important, because when the spark is there, everybody's sparked.
Okay. I learned a new word today.
Oh yeah.
So now we've all spoken about how we can spark up the relationship and what to do and how to support each other grow, right? So it takes me to the next question. Can you share any insights or tips for maintaining intimacy and connection in a relationship?
Tips for maintaining intimacy and connection.
A connection in a relationship.
What is intimacy?
Dictionary.
Oh, wow.
Tips for maintaining
It all goes down to
intimacy.
spending time together, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
It all goes down to spending time together.
Intimacy and
Yes.
connection.
Do you know that there's something called intimate conversation? Intimacy don't
Yes.
have to mean when you're going down there.
Yes,
You
so
don't-
you
come on, it's
spend
every
time
time it's all
together,
about sex
right? When
and
you're
whatever
together,
and
you
knocking each
can.
other. No.
Hey,
Do you have an idea you want to
spending
share?
time together. What was the
What
question
I
again?
see,
Sorry.
spend time together.
Tips on.
Sometimes
Can you share any insights
intimacy
or tips for
is-
maintaining intimacy and connection? Intimacy and connection. I've heard
Spending
where
time.
people feel like, oh wow, I want my husband to touch me. He's not touching. He's busy, maybe watching a movie or reading a book.
Are you
or-
touching them?
I'm doing what?
You touching?
So people don't have that courage to do it.
Okay.
And I'm like, if I have to be my husband's at shower, oh, there go the prostitute. Let's dig it in.
Oh
with their
my
high
God.
res stilettos. Come on.
I am actually not in this conversation anymore.
So it's keeping intimacy alive. I feel it goes a long way. I don't mind making initiative. Really, that's me, because I love love. It is the truth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
you do.
by all means,
You do.
let it be like, it's not. It is start with me. I did everything right by my husband.
Everybody does, don't
I've
you?
done everything right
Yeah.
by Will. Yeah.
For me,
So any strategy you want to share in that?
well,
Communication.
well,
spending
communication
time
is
together,
key.
Open and free.
And learning your spouse's love language it keeps your intimacy. See, the thing is,
So when you say love language, what do you mean here?
there are many people that don't like touches. There are many people that love gifts. There are many people that love words.
Yeah.
Some love Attention.
There are many people that love you being around. There are some people that don't want you around. Just don't be around.
Yes,
You can be somewhere. Just don't be around me.
What do you think
But
about
I know
that?
you're
Like,
there. Oh yeah, it works for some people. It helps their mental health. I don't need to see you every 2 seconds. Just be where you are.
That's you.
Be
Right?
where you are. It works for some people. So if you're
you're
that
right.
kind of person that doesn't like being someone clingy,
Yeah.
when you have someone being clingy, it's not
It's
gonna
gonna be a
work.
problem.
No. Yeah.
It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
So when you know
That's
what
good.
your partner loves,
Mm-hmm.
it helps. It helps to build that connection. If you have a partner that doesn't like someone being clingy, then you give the partner space. That partner would appreciate the fact that you know me. I don't like all this, and you've given me space.
I
It's
actually
beautiful.
think whether you like space or not, give to yourself space. Whether you people like it or not, absence makes the mind.
Yeah.
I think whether you like it or not,
It's
give
a love.
yourself
I
space.
think
Don't
it's
choke.
a love language that actually keeps things because, okay, like you said, now you're someone that likes touches. You like all that.
Oh yes, I do. 100%.
That's your love language.
I was
And
never
I'm-
like that. No.
No, but I'm sure your husband
I'm being
understands
creative.
your love
You know,
language.
And you like
to
to
bring.
right?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
What's
So if you married someone that doesn't like that, you will learn what the person likes, and you guys will flow.
Learn by who work in the best place, neighbor.
No, so it depends.
What do you mean?
So now
But you were not always like this. You said so.
No, I learned it.
You see,
I
so
think I was more of the opposite. Right?
You
A
see.
little lean towards
You
the
see.
opposite side, but
sometimes I mean, for some people, it's just
some have the whole body. Please.
we're taking this conversation.
different
to man
things
and woman.
happen.
We're taking it to man and woman.
No.
No, different things happen to different people. You see, I believe not just for the spouse or the people that are in a sexual kind of
Yes.
relationship, for the people that are not in a sexual kind of relationship, for friends. Like I have a circle of friends. We're 4 of us. We've had some other people come into our circle. But the thing is, first and foremost, the core that keeps the connection going is the fact that we do not put any of us down. So no matter how or no matter what it is with the other person, you don't make the person feel that the space is an unsafe space to be free.
Yeah, not again.
That builds the connection, because if you have an unsafe kind of relationship, if you have an unsafe space, then that connection can't go.
Yeah.
So, because I want to use my circle of friends, there's nothing we can't tell each other, and then we hash each other out in truth. So if anybody is doing the wrong thing, we would tell you, we would not pretend. So that keeps it, at least I know that if, I don't want to use the word, but some of us know the balance. If I am messing up, I know I have people that will be like, hey girl,
They can call you to order, right?
you
Call you out on
have
that. Yeah.
done the wrong thing. And this one, I love you,
Yeah.
but girl, you have done the wrong thing in this one. The fact that you know that you have that kind of truth around you builds that kind of connection. So
Yeah, sure.
find what makes it make sense.
I agree.
Because if it doesn't make sense, it is nonsense.
See, hashtag, if it doesn't make sense, it is nonsense.
Nonsense.
Trademark that.
From what do you think?
What was the question?
Yes, she said it. She already spoke about it.
Really, what was the question
She
again?
spoke about the intimacy and connection. You spoke about it.
Okay.
I did.
All right. So, but okay, did you have any?
Yes,
different-
she said she had
You have
I
a
agree
different
to it.
perspective.
No, I don't. It makes sense.
Okay, so can you share any strategies for maintaining open and honest communication with your partner, especially during difficult times? Do you want to take that again?
Yes, please, one more time.
Can you share any strategies for maintaining open and honest communication with your partner, especially during difficult times?
Just say it as it is.
You know, there are a lot of people that don't like confrontation.
Yes.
No.
So like you mentioned, understand the love language.
Mhm.
So it's when you know your husband is more, I don't like confrontation, you have to be very strategic to find a better way to address points.
Exactly.
Right?
No, it depends on the individual.
It
you're
still
working
comes.
with, right?
It still
It
comes
comes
down
to
to
knowing who the person
knowing who the
is,
person is, because
knowing how to work with the person.
there are some people that
Yeah.
would prefer, if it's bad, just tell me head on.
Yes.
There are some people that would prefer, why don't you find when I'm
Some may
better
see it
mood
as
for us to have
disrespectful
this
to
discussion.
to say
To just say it
right?
up front.
So-
Yeah, some people would prefer
So it depends
maybe
on
when I'm in a
who-
calmer mood, or when I'm, it just depends. So you have to find what works for you actually, because there is no book
that says this is it, right?
that will tell you that this is it. It could work for the person, but you can take that book and it will not work for you.
Yeah.
The general thing is find what works for you. Because no two people are the same.
Again,
Yes.
if you ask me, the common denominator
Yes.
is it takes two
To
tango.
tango. Yeah.
A relationship between two girlfriends, two boyfriends, a boy and a girl, husband and wife, mother and child, you have to have a common interest in staying in that relationship. That is when
Building it.
everything
Yeah.
we're talking will work.
Good work.
Bringing it down to communication, you both have to agree that in your relationship, communication has to be open and honest. You both have to agree.
Yeah.
If you agree, that is when we now begin to work on how does Bridget like to be communicated? How does Atem, right? It's Bridget, does she have like a higher tolerance? Does she not care? You know what I mean? Like I can throw whatever at Bridget. I know she can sift through my nonsense and pick what. Do I have to be more sensitive to Atem? But Atem has to agree with me that communication has to be open and honest. Otherwise, there might be that one day. For instance, if I bring it down to husband and wife, let's say your husband is sensitive, is the kind that you said might be offended if you bring certain issues or you respond immediately, might be offended, might feel disrespected and stuff. If he understands and agrees with you from the onset that communication has to be open and honest, he can better manage that anger when you go out of line. Because you don't want to be always,
Walking on eggshells.
Yeah. You don't want to walk on eggshell. No,
Yeah.
he has to understand. So I've agreed that, hey, in this relationship, we want to be honest, we want to be open. Guy, this is how I need to be talked to. That is when my brain understands. Girl, this is how I need to be talked to. Now, if there are 2 days out of 10
That you
that my
did.
husband, you know what I mean? Yes, because I know we both have a common interest. I should
I'll
be able
understand.
to-
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And love is organic. The way that I see love personally, it's organic, it's natural, it's real. If it has to be restricted, again, it's organic and all of that, but it is respectful.
Yes.
Now, being organic doesn't mean that, hey, because it's organic, it's natural, I don't have control over it. So I'm going, hey, I love you, and I'm going all over, you know. It's organic and all of that is respectful. You don't want to place too much restrictions on that love, on that relationship, or that one. You don't want to, right? If you both have an agreement, communication is open, and you agree that, hey, you want to be honest and open in this relationship, you will understand that 10 out of 20, Victoria might step out of line.
True.
And you might step out of line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think
So you should give room for that.
give room for that.
Yeah.
Yes. Give each other. Don't be too hard on yourselves.
Yeah.
Have a common goal is what I think. Have a common goal, which is, if you're married, for instance, divorce is out of the question. If you're not married, let's say girlfriend and girlfriend, your goal can be the day you fuck up and go. But anyway, whatever the goal
But then
is.
again, can I take you back? You
Yeah.
mentioned that divorce is not the case.
If you're married.
Yeah, a lot of people feel that divorce is the solution to probably the emotional problems that
It depends on what arises.
They were
Yes.
never in agreement.
No,
They were
it
never in
depends on what.
No, sometimes
Things
there are a lot of
change,
people that are in
right?
agreement
Change is
as well. Yes,
constant, you
yes,
know?
yes.
Anything could come
And people
up,
fall out
right?
of love,
So-
just so you know. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
more chance we
They
know
do.
that love, you
Yes.
know,
They do.
Yes.
beautiful.
So-
Don't forget that people
depends on
also
individuals, right?
grow out of
Then
love
communicate.
and
Yes.
begin to have new needs for other things, and they want to get all fanciful out there with the kind of choices they want to make, but that is their choice again, right?
And that's where loving from your heart and your head comes in.
Things
So
fall apart.
I love you.
Yeah, and the center cannot hold.
Yes,
Things
I
fall
love
apart.
you, Bridget, from my head and my heart.
Things fall apart.
Which means the day you decide you no longer love Victoria, I'm not going to go after you with a gun, because my head will kick in and say, hey, you love that with your heart and your head. Now she has broken your heart. Your head says, move on, Victoria, go and mind your business.
But you know, they said everybody deserves a second chance.
Yeah.
So what do you speak to that? Like, What do you think about that? In as much as you know that, oh, Bridget doesn't want this relationship any more than you tell yourself. A lot of people are going through things that when you don't understand, you assume from your own point of view.
That's
right?
why assumption is wrong.
We're providing second opportunity for them to be able to, salvage situations.
I
They
believe,
help, right?
Second chances are good.
I believe, yes.
But
And
in some situations, spouses, partners, friends, families may still mess up those chances.
Mm.
Because it's life, right? People,
with family, I believe in 1,000th chance if there's anyone.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
it's like
believe in
70
second
times
Yeah, but
70
keep
times
going.
70
Keep
times
forgiving,
70
keep
times.
going.
yeah.
With between husband and wife, I believe in 1,000,000th chance. But it has to come from the two of them. You can't be doing and I'll be forgiving and giving you a chance and
Do you understand? That's what I'm saying.
No,
Like, yes,
no,
you
no,
get
no.
tired.
I was
It
going
has
to
to
talk
come
about
from both
forgiveness.
ends.
I was going to talk about forgiveness in that direction, but then again, forgiveness cannot just be from one side.
It
It's-
cannot.
You can, one partner can't
There's
be
forgiveness
forgiven.
that
No.
sets out on the
And
other side
then,
as well.
You know,
Yeah.
it won't work.
Yeah,
gets
no.
At
tired.
a point, you get tired, right?
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Yes,
You
yeah.
can't.
So just to summarize this all, so
Mm.
are you trying to say that you believe that communication makes relationship bonds stronger?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
totally.
100% you agree?
Totally.
Yes.
the juice, yeah. It's
Communication.
the life of it.
Yes,
Communication
it's
is
like
magic.
it's like a bridge
It's,
to.
it's the engine oil.
Yeah.
That
Thing
keeps
is
the
the oil.
wheels
So
turning.
what other things or what other factors apart from communications do you think can be, all brought down or categorized or listed?
I think from communication,
Empathy.
everything comes out from there.
Empathy.
Yeah, empathy.
Empathy.
Empathy, yes.
comes-
Understanding.
Empathy
Empathy,
comes
yes.
Tolerance.
Sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
Yes.
Tolerance,
Sacrifice is key.
compromise. all these
Communication,
things.
empathy, kindness.
Yes. Selflessness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how do you think conflict resolutions should be handled in any relationship? Conflict resolutions. How do you think they can be addressed or handled in any relationship, both in the husband and wife, in female friendships or male, whatever it is?
Two things: dialogue, empathy. If Russia and Ukraine sat down and dialogue,
You wouldn't have a war. I totally support you.
Yeah.
if you sat down and dialogue and then had empathy, because if I dialogue, Russia may say, "I don't care what you say, I'm coming
Yes.
in," and Ukraine says, "Have been mercy on me. I don't have
Empathy
and
is
see,
key. Yeah.
empathy and communication
Yeah.
is the key to everything."
Yeah. When there's
To me.
conflict, it's best not to assume. Assumption
No.
just widens the goal.
Yes. It does.
Yeah, talk about it and listen.
Listen, learn to listen.
Listen.
Sometimes people don't listen. Listening is a skill.
It's a skill.
It is a skill to say.
Some people don't listen.
Listen
They
to
just
understand. Don't listen to respond.
they just-
listen. Have empathy.
okay. I've heard you,
Communicate.
but they've not actually heard it.
Yes. They hear, but they don't listen. Or
They
they
don't
listen,
listen,
they don't
yeah.
hear. I don't
It
even
got-
know.
it gets in here and then it comes up on
Yes.
the second
Something
level.
is missing.
People are messed up.
Yes.
Bridget.
Yes. So I have one last question. What do you believe are the key ingredients for a successful relationship or a long-term relationship? A successful marriage, successful
Understanding, I
relationship.
think. Understanding. I still say sacrifice all the time, right? 'Cause
I still stand on communication.
So what is a
understanding-
sacrifice? What do you mean here?
There are things that probably in most relationships, probably when you have conflicts and then one person, like one partner, has to probably bend for another, right? Sometimes when you're in disagreements, things don't work. So one person has to just step down a little bit, like just be patient, sacrifice, bend a little bit. Because when both of you are disagreeing, it won't work. It will not work.
Yeah.
That's where my sacrifice.
And the
comes in.
sacrifice has to be both ways.
Yes, but still, one person has to start. Both of you can do it at the
They
same
say everybody plays the fool.
Once in a while.
One person has to start. Right?
So that's why they
Let's-
said marriage or relationship is like a triangle.
Mhm.
The triangle of love triangle that everybody stands individually. You can stand and keep going forward, but you have to find how to lean in, and that
Yes,
brings in the
lean in,
understanding,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
sacrifice, the patience,
Yeah.
and then when you lean in, and then you're supportive of each other because then you're leaning on yourselves, right?
And then
And
trust
then it
comes
gives
in,
you that
right?
perfect triangle to say, okay, now,
This is it.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
this is it.
There's something they
Trust
say in
me.
Igbo. I hope I'll be able to translate it. They say Uto bo elewa ahara. What that means is friendship is literally, let me see, Uto friendship, I think. and they will look at so I think what it means is you get along better with people if you both ignore a lot. It doesn't say don't see.
Yes.
You see them.
I mean, but you know,
That's sacrifice. You ignore a lot.
Yeah.
So if you keep poking at whatever your spouse does, whatever your friend does, you're nagging, you're complaining. Sometimes you see certain things, you let go. Sometimes I see certain things that my kid does. But if I'm nagging him on Tuesday, I don't want to nag him on Wednesday.
Nag him on Thursday,
you know what I mean?
right?
You know what I mean? Yeah. So he's still doing the same thing, but then you let go. The same thing I believe should apply to your husband and your husband, your wife. You can't. You see certain things. Close your eyes and move on. You know what I mean? That's
some people that won't move on. I want to poke it till I poke it till it bends. Let us poke it till it's all pierced up with holes and then leaking out with nothing.
There's no right and wrong. There's no I am in my right.
There's actually no
and I am in no. It's about you keep bending and adjusting yourself as you react to situations and challenges life throws at you. To make your marriage and relationship work. I think.
Well, that's really great. I want to thank you all again once more. It's been insightful to know that there are key strategies that we can do, how to manage emotions and communication as well. Oh, you want more questions? Bring it on.
I mean, do we have a question from the line?
Yeah, do we have a question? Okay.
How much should be ignored?
Okay, so thanks for that question. So Vicky, do you want to answer that, or you guys can provide your perspective to that? How much can be ignored?
As much as you can ignore. But here's the thing: if it's a recurring issue, for instance, you shouldn't. Not that you can't. You should not continue. So you ignore once or twice. You should address it. You have open communication, right? Ignore as much as you
get
can.
to your limit. There's a limit.
As much as you can. But even before you get to your, because then I feel like when you get to your
limit,
you're already done. Exactly.
Yeah.
So when it persists, even after all.
When it persists, yes. When it's a persistent thing that troubles your peace, that is when open communication address it. You need to address it.
Yes.
Now, when you address it, and your partner, for instance, sees reason with you, and that is where listening comes in. So when address and he sees reason with you,
then that's good.
Then that's good. But keep in mind that again, he might, like I said, 10 out of 20, he might step out of mind. Exactly. That's where your patience comes in.
But
that's
then again, if you want to say address it, is it okay to say, let me step back and see, this wasn't like this before, so what happened?
You talk about it.
That's clear from my own point of view.
You talk about it.
Tell him the XYZ hurts me.
It's not
I don't
working,
like it.
Yeah.
And then be sure to say, I ignored it on Monday and on Tuesday and on Wednesday. I think.
Does that mean you're keeping a record if you go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Remember the
It
doesn't keep a record.
It doesn't have to be
Monday,
just
Tuesday,
an
Wednesday.
example,
Like it's happened before.
Yeah.
You're
so
human.
exactly. Just so that the reason you want to create a little bit of history is just so that the other person doesn't feel like you're hitting me the very first time. Whoa, just now that this one I did, you're hitting me. You know what I mean? That's where a little bit of history comes in to say, hey, no, not now. You did it XYZ time. You know what I mean? But now that I see that this is a trend, it hurts me.
Yes.
It makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Can we walk around it? So I think ignore as much as you can. If it persists, address it. Speak up, communicate. Yeah.
So and then the communication, I would also have to say it's good to communicate with love, not going there because you want to address this properly. Come from a place of love
and respect, right? And respect.
Communication is a whole new
topic.
topic.
It doesn't mean that when you're addressing your partner, then you're disrespecting them in their life.
Peacefully, respectfully.
Yeah. So but when it gets violent, what do you do? Like, oh, then everybody's, on their high horses. So what would you advise? Like
when there's violence,
when they're shouting,
not physical, like when it becomes like nobody's being controllable now because
then you're not communicating. Withdraw. Stop.
At that point, it's not a communication.
Yeah, it's not a communication.
When you're shouting over each other, that's not communication. Nobody's hearing anybody in that
Stop.
So
say, hey, you know what? We're not communicating.
We'll pick this up at another time.
Yes, we'll address this issue. Yeah. It's the issue of relationship. It's so deep. There are some men that will tell you, I don't want to talk about it again, ever again. Right? He has put yourself to it. You tell him, hey, you know what? We're not. I see that we're not communicating now. Can we address? He tells you, this is it. I won't talk about it again.
So
that formula does not work for me. We won't talk about it then. You hit your limit. Yeah, you hit your limit. We'll talk about it then. No, that's fine. I will talk about it at another time. I will even agree with you. I will agree with you if you say I don't want to talk about then I'll be like, okay, we'll never talk about it. I'll agree with you then. Because you know what? I need you to step down. I'm not going to tell you then, no, we'll talk about it. No. You don't want to talk ever again. We're not going to talk about it again. See, this topic has ended. But it has not.
It has not ended. Yeah.
You know it has not. It will come out again.
In a different way.
It shall come out.
Okay.
It shall come out. When you're calm, 2 weeks later,
when you won't even remember that we had that previous conversation.
And I've done, and I ask you, and I ask you, are you very happy with me? And I ask you, are you very happy with me? You know, I just, if I ask you anything, I will need you to say yes. You do. Anything I ask you.
Yeah, we're in that discussion.
See that topic, guys? There has to be a way. You have it.
All right.
Yeah.
So it has been an insightful sessions with great conversations. I want to thank everyone that tuned in. This really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. And I want to say thank you once more to Atin, to Rahainat, and to also Victoria. And thank you. Well, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And that's Live with Bridget. TikTok and Twitter, we're all there as well, Live with Bridget, and don't forget Instagram. Thank you so much for showing us the love. It means a lot to us. Thank you so much.
Love.
Love.